and we'll only sell him on our terms. So I think for Liverpool, they know the very limited options for who could come in and replace Salah. And I think in particular, that deal happening on deadline day, I feel like if alitihad really wanted him, waiting till deadline day was never going to be in their favour. I wasn't surprised that Liverpool rejected that bid, if I'm being honest, on the final day.
What Ronaldo's done for the Saudi League is remarkable, to be honest. Like, to get that much influence, that much power, to get everyone to go there. Not everyone, but like big names. Like, it is an exciting league to watch, I guess. I haven't seen many games personally, but it wouldn't surprise me in a few years if Sky buy the rights to show it.
I mean, that's the thing. I actually, like, literally from when Ronaldo joined, they had a lot of live streams on their YouTube channel.
Sky did?
Yeah, showing Saudi Pro League games, but particularly games that Ronaldo was playing in. Right. So, you know, you could see that now being a case of the rights to show that league could become a lot more lucrative now. Because obviously, you know, we've seen other big stars, Karim Benzema we mentioned earlier, so Kante. We saw some ex-Liverpool players in Fabinho, Mane left Bayern Munich to go join clubs. So, you know, we've seen so many stars come and join. Ronaldo being the person credited with starting this onrush of players during the Saudi Pro League. What we have probably not mentioned too much, I think, generally in the football community, is that a lot of these players were not in their prime. As bigger names as they are, a lot of them, you know, we make arguments about, oh, did they have one more year left in them, or a couple years more that they could have played in Europe.
I think it's a waste of time going to Saudi. Like, if you're anywhere between under the age of like 28, I think it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Because you're going for money. You are going for money. Who's the former Watford striker? What was his name? Igalo?
Igalo, yeah.
Igalo Jemba. I don't know if this is a real quote or something, but Jemba is like, we don't come in for passion, we come in for money.
Yeah.
Was that legit quote?
I'm very sure I've seen a clip of that in an interview.
That's just crazy. That is insane.
Because it's just extremely honest.
And I'm not, fair enough. Like, we knew it anyway, but...
And I think the Saudi League Pro club that he was at this summer, I think it's either he left or he had his contract terminated and he literally just joined another club in the league. And, you know, it just goes to show it's like, he knows where the money's at. Lots of other players know where the money's at. We've seen players like Alexander Mitrovic, who he quite publicly rebelled against Fulham when they initially stopped him from joining Al Hilal early in the summer, and he didn't play in their debut. He was still in the squad for their debut Premier League game, and eventually he was let go. They accepted the fine, will let him move. They accepted the bid, and now he's scoring goals in Saudi. And it can just happen just like that, where all of a sudden you seem settled at a club, and then a team from Saudi Arabia comes in for you. Now you're very interested in a move to Saudi Arabia, you know. And the one that was a big talking point that we saw that didn't end up happening was Mo Salah. Would he have joined Benzema and Kante at alitihad for what was looking like possibly a world record transfer? But, you know, we saw Liverpool, apparently they did rebuff a bid worth over £100 million. But
that was crazy. They I think it was 200. Because I remember I got to speak to, what's his name? You know, Ben Jacobs is a football guy?
Yeah, Giants, yeah.
Yeah, I actually called him because we were doing some transfer deadline day story here. And he spoke to me and I was like, oh, come on Ben, I'm a Chelsea fan, you know, what news have you got about Chelsea? And he was like, no more news. He was outside Stamford Bridge. But he said, like, the money involved in that transfer was just ridiculous. Like, for Salah, he's 30, going 31?
He's just turned 31 in the summer.
Yeah, just turned 31. 200 million. Like, that's insane. I'm surprised Liverpool didn't take it, you know. I'm really surprised.
I wasn't surprised because I felt like the ramifications might have been too big for Liverpool to handle. I do feel like in Salah's position, we're probably thinking a right winger who can guarantee you as many goals and assists in a top league as him. Probably only Messi surpasses him. In my opinion, I think only Messi is more productive in his position in the last few years in Europe. You know, I think you look at the likes of who would you get to come in and play on the right and do what he does? You know, you think of guys like Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe, they don't play on the right, they play on the left. And, you know, Real Madrid and PSG, we've seen PSG, you know, they feel like if we're not willing to sell our star player, we won't sell him. And we'll only sell him on our terms. So I think for Liverpool, they know the very limited options for who could come in and replace Salah. And I think in particular that deal happening on deadline day, I felt like if Al Ittihad really wanted him, waiting till deadline day was never going to be in their favour. I wasn't surprised that Liverpool rejected that bid, if I'm being honest, on the final day.
It's just one to get over the line and done as quick as possible, really.
If it could happen.
And that'll give Liverpool no time to even get a replacement. So yeah, I can see why it was rejected as well.
And as far as we know, Mo Salah didn't push for a move. Well, I've heard reports that he was definitely willing to listen to offer and was willing to go if something had been accepted. But yeah, I feel like maybe it might have appeared a bit out of character for him. I think he's on the cusp of still achieving more legendary things with Liverpool. He's moved into the top 5 all-time top goal scorers of all time. He's only 9 goals away from being in the top 10 Premier League all-time scorers list as well. For a winger as well, the things that he's achieving and continuing to achieve, he's not far off, even breaking even more records and setting even more milestones. But I think that would be very interesting to look at that going into next summer, because I think at that point he'll only have a year left on his contract at Liverpool. And Al Ittihad, I imagine, would be interested. I just don't know if they'll go back with a bid of the same value. Allegedly £200 million. Maybe this summer was the only time that could have happened, if it was going to happen, for that kind of sum of money.